wondered why it's become increasingly difficult to stay faithful in a relationship?
Yes.
Even in kingdom relationships.
Absolutely. Even that keyword, even in kingdom relationships, it's becoming increasingly difficult to remain faithful in relationship. And so today we're going to be discussing 5 ways out of many to remain faithful in your relationship. Coming up now. Blessings and love. It is always a great day here at Refuge and Fortress. My name, as you already know, is Emmanuel.
And that Loni.
Yes. So 2021, we're in 2021 and it's becoming
a trend
now not to be faithful in a relationship. People are breaking up left and right. People are cheating on each other left and right. And marriages are breaking and leading into divorces left and right. It is unbecoming. And so, and we understand the distractions all over the place is becoming so rampant. Social media is growing every day. You step outside the house and there's something that's going to cause temptation or whatever the case may be. But we as kingdom believers must ensure that we're not swayed by the devil in our relationship, in our marriage, in our courtship. And we want to share 5 tips today that's going to help you remain faithful in your relationship.
First of all, quick housekeeping. We just want to appreciate you guys and thank you guys for following us and joining us on this journey. Thank you for liking, for sharing, for watching. We've gotten so much feedback, so much comment, so much, appreciation. We really do appreciate you, and we hope you continue to like it, continue to comment, continue to share with your friends and family.
Absolutely.
So much more beautiful content coming out.
And we hope that you've been finding value in the videos that we've been releasing since the past 2 months. So we've been covering relationship the first month, and then this last month we covered finance in relationship. This month we're going to be focusing solely on faith. Faith, how to be faithful in your relationship, how to build your faith in God, how to grow your relationship with God, how to have God at the center of your relationship. So that's what we're going to be talking about this month. And we just want to say thank you from the bottom of our heart. Blessings, God's blessings and love upon you for sure. Amen.
The first way to remain faithful in your relationship is never get too comfortable. I think it gets to a point after you've been together for some time, you kind of get comfortable. You're into a routine. It just happens. You wake up, you go, you wake up, you do this, you wake up. It's just a regular routine for you now. Never get too comfortable. Find ways to remind yourself why you got together in the first place. Enjoy what you used to do together. Spice things up. Don't just fall into that comfortable zone of, okay, we're together, great, you do you, I do me kind of thing. Spice things up. Don't get too comfortable.
Right. And it's so important to emphasize not getting too comfortable, because after we get married or after your relationship has gotten to a serious point, you're thinking to yourself, well, she's never gonna leave, he's never gonna leave, and that causes us to get too complacent. It causes us to get too comfortable and too sure in ourselves. My guy, listen, there are women and there are men hunting every day, looking to have to take what you have. And if you don't take good care of it, someone else will. One man's trash is another man's treasure. What you're trashing, somebody is going to treasure. So you want to be very, very cautious of the fact that you're not taking advantage of yourself in your relationship, because we don't want to get too comfortable. We just want to ensure that we're spicing things up. Whatever you used to do when you first started dating, you know how you would get dressed up, how you want to look good for him, how you want to dress well for him, how he wants to go get shape up for you and everything like that. Like he just wants to present himself or herself to you in a way that is like suitable and nice and sexy and beautiful and hot. Let's keep maintaining that, right? Let's not get too comfortable to the point where it's like we're stepping out and we're looking like somebody who hasn't showered in days. Especially. And we just don't care. He's not going to say anything. She may not say anything, but trust me, it's in the back of their mind. One day they're going to, like, you're going to get into a fight. You're going to get into an argument.
And it comes up.
It's just going to come up like, you don't even shower anymore. You never want to get to the point where they're saying things like, you don't do A, B, C, and D anymore. Because that's the thing that drew them to you in the first place. Right. That's the thing that ignited that love in the first place, right? Yeah. So if you stop doing what they loved about you, then what's there to love? Yeah. What's there to love? So we want to ensure that we're not getting too comfortable in our kingdom union.
And make effort. Even if it's something you used to do and you're still doing it, still make effort to do new things and to try new things.
Absolutely.
Appreciate your partner for what they're doing. I just remember today, I went to go drop our daughter off today, and usually when we're together, he's always driving. Sometimes I could go like a month and not even drive because it's just automatic. He just gets in the driver's seat and he drives. Like, I got it, don't worry. Yeah. And today I went to go drop her off in school and I drove and I'm like, okay, cool. Like this has been a while. And not only that, the car was empty and I had to go get gas. And I'm getting gas and I'm like, wait a minute. It's been a while since I've actually stepped out the car to get gas. Yeah. So I called him up and I'm like, what's funny? Like, it's been a while since I stopped because you're always the one doing it. Yeah. I acknowledge the fact that he does. It's something little, but it means a lot because you acknowledge what that person is doing. He doesn't have to, but he does it without any complaint, without anything. So when I was getting gas, I was just like, wow, you're actually the one that was driving. I was doing this. It's been a while, but I acknowledged it. So it's very important to make an effort. Do not get too comfortable.
Absolutely. And the second way you want to remain faithful in your relationship is by making a decision to be faithful. Yes. Literally, life is all about decisions. Life is all about choices. Be intentional every day that I'm going to be faithful. Trust me when I say on social media, in real life, outside your house, right? Everywhere you go, there will always be temptation. Yes. There will always be temptation. I promise you, there's always going to be temptation. If you don't make up your mind to decide, I'm not going to cheat, I'm not going to be unfaithful to my significant other, it's only a matter of time before somebody comes along and sweeps you off your feet and makes you backslide and make you be unfaithful and make you do things that you're not supposed to be doing in the first place. It comes from a place of decision, from a place of intentionality, a choice you make every day. And we have to make this choice every day. Just like you wake up every day and you make a choice to get up the bed. It's literally, you can decide to stay on the bed every single day if you want to. It's the moment you get up and you go in that shower, you made a choice to get up. So decide every day that I'm going to make a choice today to be faithful to my significant other. I'm not going to entertain that girl in my DM. I'm not going to entertain that guy in my DM. I'm not going to entertain that person at work. I'm not going to I'm going to make a decision, intentionally say we are not cheating today. We are going to be faithful today. This is the season where we're not playing. So you got to just make a decision. You got to come correct.
And to add to that, also, I'm also thinking about it too. When we say unfaithful, we're definitely talking about cheating for sure. We're talking about that. But also, you could be unfaithful by lying to your spouse. You could be unfaithful by keeping things from them or hiding things from them. That's ways of being unfaithful. You don't necessarily have to have stepped out and cheat. Emotional cheating is being unfaithful.
It's very real.
You don't have to have, physically cheated, but not being honest with them, not treating them the way God wants you to treat them is being unfaithful. So you have to make sure that you're always faithful to them. Communicate, talk to each other, let each other know how you're feeling, and just make sure you're on the same page.
Absolutely. And then the third thing you want to do is you want to avoid idleness.
It's important.
Right?
This is important.
An idle mind is the devil's workshop.
Oh, yeah.
If you ain't got nothing to do, something will come to your mind that is most likely not a good idea. It's most likely not a great idea. So let's get busy, right? Yes. Let's find things to occupy our time. Let's find things to occupy our mind. Let's find good things to occupy our mind. Of course, we're in COVID season. A lot of people are working from home.
Yeah.
Not a lot of transportation is going on. People are not going physically to work anymore. And it can be easy to get lax. It can be easy to get distracted with the TV, with social media. It can be easy to go on somebody else's page and just keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. And then different thoughts starts to come to your mind, you know. We want to ensure that we're not idle. There are things we're doing every day. There are things that are occupying our time. We're working. That's number one. That's a good way. That's a good way to make sure you're staying busy, right? But also maybe if you have a business, you have a book you have to write, you have a ministry you have to run, you have just different things, right, that you have to do.
Pick up a book,
pick up something, pick up a hobby or something, right? And just make sure that your mind is occupied and it's not idle. You know, so that it doesn't give the devil room to enter into your mind, because it all starts in the mind. It really all starts in the mind.
Yes,
you know?
You sit down there and you're not doing anything. Before you know it, you're thinking, what can I do? And then some crazy thoughts are coming to your head.
Absolutely.
And because you're bored and you don't know what to do, you entertain different things. That's where the devil starts creeping. So you have to make sure you keep busy.
And again, the way we avoid being bored in relationships, remember why you got started in the first place. You never would have gotten this far in your relationship if this person wasn't a cool person to chill with. Your significant other is your best friend.
Absolutely.
It's beyond sex. It's beyond the physical attraction. It should be beyond all these things. There are reasons why you're attracted to each other in the first place. So they should be your best friend. Hang out. Right? Be together. You know, spend time together. Love being around each other, right? So, and that way you can both be busy together and your mind can be stayed on God together.
There are times when we're always working and doing something, and there's times where it's like, okay, we need to stop and just check out from whatever we're doing. And instead of saying, okay, I'm just going to take a walk, it's always like, you know what, let's take a drive together. Or you know what, let's just go to the living room, get under the blanket and just watch something. You know, it's always a joint thing. So that way we're there together. You know, when you're there together, it's hard it should be hard for different things to pop up that doesn't involve you two. You know,
absolutely.
So
absolutely. So get busy.
And the fourth way to remain faithful in a relationship is being satisfied and content with each other.
With what you have.
Yes. This goes back to the importance of picking right and choosing the right person to be with in a committed relationship, in a kingdom relationship, in a dating with purpose relationship, in a marriage. Choose right, because when you want to because that way the person you're with, you're satisfied and content with them. It doesn't matter what comes in your way. It doesn't matter what shows up. I'm good. I'm all right. I got a good one over here. That mentality you always want to have, is satisfied and content with what you have.
The truth of the matter is this, and I was talking about this in our podcast the other day. If you're not following us on the podcast, please do subscribe to that podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. It's called The Refuge and Fortress Podcast. If you search it, we're going to pop up. But what I'm saying is this. What I said over there was, J. Cole actually said this, right, in one of his songs, Love Yours. There will always be somebody who is better than you, sexier than you, more handsome than you, more beautiful than you. There will always be somebody who has a bigger house, a bigger car, a shinier thing, more money than you. Like, there will always be somebody who's just got it better and way more than you do. The way you don't kill yourself is by satisfaction. Be content. Be satisfied with what you have.
There's peace in that.
Let there be peace in your home. I'm satisfied with my wife. She's satisfied with me. I'm satisfied with our life and the way our life is going. I'm satisfied with our plans and God's plans for our life and where He's taken us. That gives us enough peace and joy in ourselves that we're not looking out the window. Is there somebody more pretty? Is there somebody that's got a different complexion? Is there, you know what I'm saying? Like, all stuff like that is not a factor for us, right? We're not thinking about that. Like, our mind is so focused on so many other things that I'm not looking out the window to see if I'm going to find a better woman, you know, and she's not looking out the window to see if she's going to find a better man. Like, Be satisfied with what you have.
Yes.
What you have is what you build up on, right? If there's something you're looking for outside, work on it. Yeah. See if your man can give that to you. See if your woman can give that to you. But don't go looking outside, because when you do that, you're going to find that whatever it is that you're looking for may not be half as good as what you already have. Yeah. You know, it's just, you just got to be satisfied with what you have. And then number five, the most important thing, the most important way to remain faithful, is to put God at the center of your relationship. Absolutely.
Ooh, you can't
put enough premium on that.
You can emphasize this like, oh my Lord, it is what it is. That's it. You want
to put
God at the center of your relationship.
Mm-hmm. Because what you realize is that God is the there's a triangle, right?
Yeah.
So there's a triangle, and God is at the top of that triangle, right? And then your husband and your wife, your significant other, is on both ends.
Yeah.
But before you can get to this end, you have to go through God, right? So we have to have that understanding that God is literally in the middle of this relationship, in the middle of this marriage. And so we honor each other. We honor our spouses by honoring God. Right? Whatever honor you're giving to your wife or your husband, you're actually giving that to God, right? And whatever dishonor you give to your wife, your significant other, whatever the case may be, you're dishonoring God as well, right? So when you put God in the center of your life, of your relationship, the fear of God is present. Right? Before you do anything crazy, you're going to think about it like, okay, how does this affect God? Not necessarily how does this affect my wife? How does this affect my husband? More so, how, if I do this, whatever it is I'm about to do, how does that affect God? Yeah. And then we can start thinking about how it affects our significant other, right? So we want to put God in the center.
And understand that we're all human beings. Yeah. Nobody's above mistakes. Sometimes humans fall. They make mistakes. What keeps a person grounded and keeps them in line, even in times where they want to slip up, is God. Yeah. It's something bigger than us that keeps us in check. So we always have to make sure that God, most importantly, God has to be at the center of our relationship.
Absolutely. And that's what we have for today. Yeah. We hope we've shared a tip or two to help solidify your kingdom union today.
And don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment down below.
As always, be the light,
be the salt.
And remember, all things are possible if you believe.